Swamin namaste natalokabandho karunya sindho patitam bhavabdhau mamuddharatmiya kataksha drishtya rijvyati karunya sudhabhivrishtya. Swamin namaste, Swamin namaste, Swamin namaste, Swamin namaste. Jnanasvarupam nijabhavayuktam anandamanandakaram prasannam yogindramidhyam Bhavarogavaidyam Srimad Gurum Nityamaham Namami. Srimad Gurum Nityamaham Namami. Nityaya Satyaya Chidatmakaya Navyaya Bhavyaya Paratparaya Shuddhaya Buddhaya Niranjanaya Namostu Nityam Guru Shekharaya. Namostu Nityam Guru Shekharaya. Namostu Nityam Guru Shekharaya. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru. So today, first of all, we'll chant the shlokas together, all together. And then let me see what comes out of from me with the blessings of my Guru. Shall we start? Are you showing? Achha. Adveshta sarvabhutanam maitrah karuna eva cha nirmamo nirahankaraha samadukha sukhakshami santushta satatam yogi Yatatma dridha nishchayaha mayyarpita mano buddhihi yo madbhaktas same priyaha yasmanno dvijate loko lokanno dvijate chayaha harshamarsha bhayodvegaihi Mukto yah sacha me priyaha anapekshas shuchirdakshaha udasino gatavyathaha sarvarambha parityagi yo madbhaktas same priyaha yo na krishyati na dveshti न शोचति न कांक्षति शुभा शुभ परित्यागी भक्तिमान् यः समे प्रियः समः शत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानापमानयोः शीतोष्ण सुख दुःखेषु समः संगविवर्जितः तुल्य निन्दास्तुतिर्मौनी संतुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेतस्थिरमतिः भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः ये तु धर्म्यामृतमिदं यथोक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्धानां मत्परमा भक्तास्तेतीव मे प्रियाः. Well done. Very good. Very nice. So I was taking the meanings and I told you that I'll go in detail. So I did up from 13 and 14. 13 and 14 we have done, and so let me take up from 15th. This is the sloka. Yasman no dvijate loko, lokan no dvijate chayah, harshamarsha bhayodvegaihi, mukto yaha sacha me priyah. Actually, for the benefit of everybody, today Sanjay very hurriedly made slides to show the shloka and each word meaning. But I think they are having some difficulty. So till they sort it out, let us just see what it is. Yasman no dvijate lokaha. That is, one by whom the world is not troubled. That is, our behavior should not be such that we trouble, first of all, the family, then people around us, in profession, in society. And lokan no dvijate yaha. Also, who does not feel troubled by the world. So we feel troubled by the world, by people, by situations, by whatever is happening in the world, we get troubled. That means even here, our likes and dislikes, preference and prejudices, we have to set aside and have an equal vision, unaffectedness. Then, harsha marsha bhayodvegaihi muktaha. What is harsha? Harsha is who is muktaha. Harsha, amarsha, bhaya, udvega. These four. Harsha is delight. Amarsha is anger. Then bhaya is fear, udvega is anxiety. So all these sentiments and feelings we have, we are sometimes delighted and we go in a cycle. Sometimes we are very delighted, sometimes we are very depressed, sometimes we are very angry, sometimes we are very fearful, sometimes we are anxious, and sometimes all of them together. So one who is freed of all this, sacha me priyaha. Krishna is saying what? Krishna is saying that a person who is not troubled by the world, nor does he trouble the world, and who is free of all these, he is very, very dear to me. So to become a good devotee, a true devotee whom God likes, we should have these qualities. And how can we have the qualities? First of all, we have to see that we are having it. Admit to ourselves to what degree we are having, and then how it can be removed. If you are not able to remove it oneself, then we should take help of the people around, or maybe some other devotees, or if nothing helps, come to a realized person, a guru, who can help you. So, when people come here, many times people come with a lot of sorrow, lot of disturbances, and when they come, we can understand. Their faces are dark in color. They won't just smile at anybody. They'll just remain alone. And it is understood that the person is having some torment or affliction. And when they talk to Swamiji, and Swamiji tells them mostly, even if it is a day visitor, by the time you leave the ashram, you should smile and go. This is Swamiji's word. And it really happens so. And if the person stays here for a few days, you will find that the face is becoming brighter and brighter and brighter. So that is what God wants from all of us. And we should try to have these qualities. Then, next one is anapekshaha, shuchir dakshaha, udasino gatavyathaha, sarvarambha parityagi, yo madbhaktaha same priyaha. Anapekshaha. the devotee must be free of expectations. You tell me, what are our sufferings and afflictions? Only expectations, desire and expectations. And I've been saying this number of times, the desires and expectations may not be too much, too big. Having a big house or so many cars or so many gadgets, a very good, or maybe a son or a daughter. Those things which people have generally. It is simply the subtlest desire, subtlest expectation that everybody should be talking to me nicely. When I do something, I should get a little recognition and praise. What I deserve, I should get. So these subtle things, people should say that I am a good person. These things are subtle expectations which we are carrying every day, every moment. We expect it. Husband wants a very nice behavior from the wife. Wife will expect from the husband. Children from the parents. Friends from each other. And when the expectations are not met, we are afflicted. So, anapekshaha, to be anapekshaha, to be such that we constantly understand we cannot expect any particular behavior from anybody. Similarly, when we are dissatisfied or disappointed by somebody's behavior, we should think that maybe I am also giving disappointment and affliction to many by my behavior. Then you start feeling that, it is not right. And all these qualities, it is just by introspection, looking into oneself, admitting first that these qualities are necessary in me, admitting to oneself to what degree I have, and whether I can grow in these qualities. And then comes the constant alertness about it. So anapekshaha, shuchihi is purity. Purity can be outwardly and inwardly. What is outward purity? Remaining clean bodily, having clean dresses, where you live, that place should be clean. And internal purity is when you have good values, virtues, and traits in your mind. And the most important quality is not to have desire or expectation. Any kind of trait, if you have, you will find that unless this trait of expecting are left, mind remains afflicted always. So mind is impure by disturbances, agitations, afflictions, torments, for whichever cause it is. There are various causes, and each will have a different cause. So purity will come when you have this purity of the mind, and ultimately it is how will you have this purity fully? When one understands that everywhere it is the self or God. Then what happens? Because of that oneness, why do we get afflicted? Because we find somebody other than me. So, somebody has not behaved in the manner in which I expected, or an object different from me which I wanted, I did not get. So if everything is the self, the same presence, the same consciousness, who will hate whom? Who will like whom? Who will be jealous of whom? Who will hurt whom? So ultimately it is again the unitedness with the self or God. I'll do this if I get time in more detail. 2 more days are left. These are very interesting actually, because it is about oneself. It is not even about God, whom we don't even know. We don't know where is He, what is He, how He looks, but we have a feeling that there is some supreme power. You may not call it God, but That Supreme, we have no idea about it. We have not seen. We have not interacted. But what are these? These are our qualities within ourselves. So once we take up these, it is such an adventure, and the adventure is very, very delightful. You will find that you are successful one day and you are failing another day. You will think that, oh, this quality now I have gained to about 80%. And one thing will happen by which you will find that you have come down to 50%. And this is why it is, when you are in Guru Sannidhi, Guru observes you and he can give you guidance. I remember in certain things, Swamiji, certain incidents where maybe I got a little agitated and would come and tell him, he would say, I want this to happen to you 1,000 times so that you can get over this problem of yours. 1,000 times. And actually it is a blessing. We should not think that why Guru is telling me like this, I did nothing. I was correct and the other party was wrong. This is what Guru Sannidhi gives. And many will not be able to take it. You are all nodding your heads. You will not be able to take it. We will be able to take it when we consider the Guru, the guide, the Supreme. And that also slowly. So anapeksha shuchihi dakshaha. Dakshaha is efficient. You have to be efficient. I'll tell you a very simple example from my Guru Sannidhi. Swamiji always says you have to be effective. If you talk, suppose we are calling him, Swamiji, when he types, when he even reading a newspaper, we want to draw his attention, he will not listen. He's so much engrossed in that. So, sometimes it is very important matter. So, maybe after calling 2-3 times, we have also gone away. Later he will say, why you did not tell me, why did you not call me? We did, Swamiji, you did not respond. You should be effective in your calling. So, one example I am telling, many long back, the garden, I am very fond of garden. There was no garden here, no flower. So slowly, in the front patch, in the front of the building, there is a tap just near the wall. I first started my garden there, a little patch of land. And so seeing my interest, many devotees from here and there, they used to bring flowers and all that, saplings. I also would, if I went somewhere, even when we are going to the airport and found that some flower is not there in our garden, I will tell the driver, when you go back, please stop here and ask them for a small cutting. So this has also happened. So when I started, nobody to help me. And I was not given to so much of physical work. So you have to dig, and then our soil is very, very sticky. We have to bring sand from the wherever construction is going on. From that distance, bring sand, mix with the earth, then plant, then give water. And now you're saying so many taps, so many hose pipes, so many things. It was not there. So you have to carry water from a distance in bucket. But my love for plants and to see a flower, blossom was so much. I was doing it and I was young. I was very thin. So I could do everything. So one day, one devotee brought so many, in one auto rickshaw he brought so many plants. Some of them we could keep and slowly plant. Some needed to be planted that very day, at least 6-7 of them. So it was impossible for me to dig so many pits. So I told Swamiji, that time our coconut trees were being manured. This is the time when coconut trees are manured. So there is a lot of people working. Men, women, they will dig, they will cut all the green foliage and put in that and below the coconut to give manure. and go cow dung. They will put in headloads, take cow dung and put below the coconut base. So people were working. So I told Swamiji that, can you call one of them and help them so that they can dig the pits for me? Swamiji said, I will tell Vasu. Those days it was the old building. Swamiji used to sit in the veranda. A similar veranda was there in the old building. His typing table was on the veranda so that he could see whoever came and went from the gate. So when I got time, after tea was very early at that time, 2:30 or 3 o'clock. So I went and with little bit of my instruments, and I told Swamiji that, where is that man? They have already come at 2 o'clock. So Swamiji did not listen to me. He was typing. So many times I said, Swamiji, you said that you will call Vasu. Vasu has not come. So Swamiji looked at me and then again typing. So I felt very sorrowful, very hurt, and felt very helpless, and all kinds of emotions. Anyway, my plants will not survive, so I went and did the whole work, and then poured water. And then when I was coming back, Swami said, your work is over. Oh my goodness, at that time I burst. So I said, you said you will send Vasu and you didn't see. I'm so tired. I have never done so much of hard work. Then Swamiji said, but you should have reminded me. I said that I told you so many times. And Swamiji looked at me and said, you should have been effective when you're calling me. And also, he said, it is some things to be learned. He said, you have to be straightforward. You cannot grumble. If you have done your work, don't grumble. If the grumbling was there, you should have stood here till I got you a person. You understand? That is what we don't do. We will keep the things in our mind and at one time we'll burst. So, this is one lesson I learned so many years back, that we have to be straightforward. Yes, I could have actually stood there, or maybe after 10-15 minutes again came but in my mind was working, Swamiji is not understanding that I am having a lot of difficulty. So he should understand. He is looking, that place is very near to where his table was. So why he is not understanding, that became the problem. So that is not what. So Swamiji said that you must be effective in whatever you do. So Daksha is everywhere. We have to be tactful. We should know how to, many times it happens that we have to tell something, even in the ashram we have to tell, about disciplines, observances. There are some very difficult people also at times. How to tell, we will be discussing with each other. But we should be able to tell in a tactful manner, not hurting manner, but at the same time able to tell. And Swamiji always says, first own the person and then tell. Again, incident is coming in the mind. Shall I tell? See, owning the person. When we have to deal with people, we become annoyed with people. And sometimes if people, what we expect they are not doing, or maybe something is necessary to tell, we know that the other person is a very difficult person, will either start quarreling or arguing or not listen. So here, Baba's shrine is there. There is a lamp we light every day. So we generally, all our lamps are very shiny. We try to make it shine like gold. So every day when we come down for Pushpa Samarpanam, Swamiji, myself, Nutan Swamiji, we go and offer our pranams to Baba. So Swamiji told me that this lamp is not shining. So I said, yes, I am also noticing it. I am telling our inmates that it is not shining. And they are saying that the girl who is doing it, she says it is rainy season, that is why even though we are shining it, it is becoming blacker. And nobody, so ultimately everybody, the inmates thought that it is being cleaned every alternate day. Let us change it every day. Now, who will tell that lady? She is a very, like a volcano, she just shouts. So who will tell her? So the whole thing came to me that we'll call her, will you please tell her? So I called her. I said that, see, in our ashram, the tradition is that lamps are cleaned and they're shining. She says, yes, we do it very well. She's also agreed. I said, but this mandapam lamp is not shining these days. So who is doing it? I don't know. So I thought that I'll ask you. So she said, I'm doing it. I said, oh, acha, have you not noticed it is a little blackish? She said that I'm doing it very well, but I'm also noticing next day it is becoming blackish. So I said that, can you tell me what we can do? She said, I think instead of doing it once in 2 days, we can do it in 1 day. So didn't have to tell. And why? Because it's so many years of learning. I understood that I had nothing against her. I only had to tell her that please do it well, and in a manner that she would take it. And she herself gave us the solution that let us do it every day. So I asked her, will everybody agree to it? After a few days you will be changed, another girl will come. Yes, why not? We should be doing, keeping a shining lamp here. So this owning. So in this dakshata, everything comes. Udasino. What is udasina? Indifferent. Where is it? Indifferent and impartial and impersonal. That is, whatever happens, not take everything to the heart and get afflicted. Gata vyathaha. Free from any strong affliction. Afflictions may be there, but you must know that you should not allow it to trouble you for a long time. The frequencies of getting afflicted should be much less, and the duration of affliction also should go down slowly. Sarvarambha parityagi, and sense of doership should not be there at all. When we do something, we should understand that I will explain these things in a great detail, and how do you really feel, how we are always working, no? Everybody, right from the morning we have got up, we are working, active. Then, how this doership we can live? How will we live? We can live only when we know that we are connected to the Supreme Soul, the Universal Soul. We are connected, we are constantly connected, and we are His part. That this body, like say each one of us has a body, with the senses, with the limbs, with the mind, intelligence, ego, everything. And nothing we have created. Have we created? When a child is born, the mother is pregnant and she is given good food, looked after, everything is done. But neither the lady who has conceived, she has any control, or her parents or relatives, husband, nobody has a control. Whether the child will be a strong child with good intelligence or a weak child with retarded intelligence. Have we any control? This one thing should make us introspect a lot. Do we have any control over anything? That we are born intelligent, or that one is born in a poor house or rich house, that one is capable, that one is able to think well. That there are some people who are not able to think well. They are not able to decide. They are always very confused. And the other one is different. So all these things Can I control it? One day suddenly something will happen and my all intelligence will go. Can I stop it? Can I stop my aging? Can I stop my becoming sick? No. So who is controlling all these things? There, Bhagavad Gita will come to those. There, Krishna is saying that there is a supreme from whom everything has emerged. And he is sustaining. He is doing everything, and dissolution is also in him. So, he says that these qualities we must have no doership. See, so if you don't have a doership, what will happen? Otherwise, we always feel that I have done, and we want to be recognized, to be praised, to feel, everybody should feel that I have done something good. People should talk about me. And those are the disturbances of the mind. Then how will you give your mind to the Supreme? Your mind will be only entangled in these things. Yo na hrishyati na dveshti na shochati na kangshati. The one who does not get elated by the pleasant or resent the unpleasant. See, we are always looking for happiness. Something pleasant should happen. Something pleasant should happen. And we are very afraid that something unpleasant will happen. So constantly we are afflicted. We are fearful that suppose something pleasant doesn't happen. Suppose something pleasant is happening. Suppose something happens by which it will be marred. Even say marriages, weddings are fixed. Till the wedding is over, I think the parents and everybody, they remain a little anxious till the whole thing is over. So even when there is a pleasant thing, there is fear and anxiety. So yona hrishyati na dveshti, the one who does not get elated by pleasant and resent what is unpleasant. Suppose something unpleasant has happened, don't resent it. It has happened. And then do whatever has to be done for rectifying it, do that. Na shochati, na kangshati. Na shochati, neither grieves nor desires. Shubha shubha parityagi, bhaktiman yas samay priyaha. What is shubha shubha parityagi? Who relinquishes the sense of auspiciousness and inauspiciousness. That is good and bad. If something good happens, it's very good. If we wanted something good but something bad happened, okay, that is also accepted. So, you will find that everywhere it is the steadiness, equalness of the mind, equal vision, equanimity of the mind which Krishna is telling. And that is what is necessary in life. All our problems are because we want something particular. Strong likes and strong dislikes. So, if we have understood it, why don't we do something, work for it, so that saying that we don't have any strong likes and dislikes, if it is okay, whatever comes, it is okay. Again he says, Sama shatraucha mitrecha, a devotee who has evenness towards enemy and friend. Now everybody will say, how can we have that? Of course, nobody is saying that whoever is your enemy and whoever dislikes you, you should go and if it is necessary, then you can interact. Otherwise, nobody is saying that you have to. We are not going to, embrace a tiger or go near a snake. We are not going to do that. But from the mind should feel it's all one and not have any kind of bitterness or dislike. See, when we see nature, in the nature there are beautiful flowers, there are thorns also. And we are still okay with that. When it comes to human beings, and people are different, Some we like, some we don't like. Some are very difficult to interact with and some are very good friends. Then comes the difficulty. And why? We are not able to, we are not straightforward, we are not simple. We become conscious. We have to become natural. Sahaja. How will that be? Say, I'm scratching here and my finger goes into my eye and gives me pain in the eye. Am I going to scold this finger? While taking food, many times we bite our tongue with the teeth. Do we scold the teeth? Why did you bite my tongue? Why not? Because it is the same. It is me, my part. So with these examples, that is why introspection is very, very essential. Mai arpita mano buddhi. You'll find in Gita so many times. The mind and buddhi has to be given. By buddhi, you must understand. It should be enlightened. It should understand and get the knowledge that here we are not doing anything, neither scolding my finger, not scolding my teeth, because it is my part. Similarly, everything God says, the Supreme says that everything is my part, has emerged from me. So, even if I have to keep a distance with somebody, if I do not have to interact, I will not interact. But I cannot have any kind of dislike for that person. In USA, one young girl, an American girl, was asking me, wanted to meet me. She had some questions. So she was asking that, suppose a person whom I don't like and I meet on the road and that person tells hello to me, how do I react? So I said, you should be very natural. If you don't, you should say hello in return and also ask how he or she is. And whatever he or she asks, you give reply. But suppose you do not want to further make friends with that person, that's enough. But you should not have the feeling of hatred or dislike in the mind for that person. Maybe they were friends earlier and now they're not. So it should not affect the relationship of being, or that affectation should not be such that you cannot be natural. And there I think we fail a lot. We become stiff with the people whom we don't like, and with the people whom we like, we will be particularly friendly to them. Then, mana apamana. What is mana and apamana? Mana is honor and dishonor. So, like honor and dishonor, you have to be equal. See, shitoshna sukha dukkheshu, in cold and heat, that is an example. And happiness and unhappiness. Sukha is happiness, dukkha is unhappiness. In all that, you have to become even. Sangha vivarjitaha. See now, this chapter is now only one chapter, no? In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is constantly telling Arjuna so many things. So he has told at one time that you have to see the self in everything. And everything means in Sukha also self. Sukha also is coming from the self, and Dukkha is also an expression of the self. If the self, without the self there is nothing, then Sukha is an expression and Dukkha is an expression also. Tulya ninda stutir mauni. Tulya ninda stutihi. What is ninda? Ninda is, Sangha vivarjitaha. Sangha vivarjitaha is identification or clinging. So one should not become clinging to anything. Ideas, people, places, your qualifications, your attitudes, your sentiments. You should not have a clinging. You should be free so that any time you can make corrections and improvements. Tulya ninda stuti is even-mindedness towards blame and praise. Blame and praise. Who has this even-mindedness? Anybody has? We have to become. Blame, and that is why Guru Sannidhi is very, very important. And you must be closely serving the Guru. Blame and praise. See, the other day I told, for years I have been serving Swamiji, cooking his food, looking after his dress. Even now I do. Cooking only I don't do, but I serve him food. So I was telling him one day, the other day, Swamiji, do you remember? I used to make this item for you. Swamiji said, then I said, oh, you used to like it so much? Then it suddenly struck me. I said, do you remember that for years I have fed you cooking? Now I feel if it was in the beginning, I would be hurt. But now it's like a sky. That reminds me, earlier days, Swamiji always used to say, our ashram is not able to feed whoever comes. So he had lot of sorrow. That our ashram is like that, Vyasatopavanam is not like that. There, whoever comes, they feed. Our ashram is not like that. So I think it was just 2 years had passed. Swamiji's birthday, and anyway, after joining, immediately I had to take over a lot of responsibilities, domestic responsibilities. And there were not many people, all these brahmacharis and others, nobody was there. I was the only one woman, and there was old grandmother, Mataji's mother. So anyway, that day not many, not like nowadays, but still 30, 40, 50 people definitely would have come. Special cooks had come, everything went on very well, everybody were fed. And suddenly some people came from Trishur, so they were also fed. So in the evening I was telling Swamiji that, Swamiji, you always say that our ashram is not able to feed people, and you have a sorrow for that. And today the feeding has been very well done. Swamiji said, oh, is it? I said, yes. Then I waited. You should appreciate me a little. Swamiji looked at me and said, you should have reminded me to appreciate you. This is how Swamiji always, right in the beginning he said, simply be here. Be like a 12-year-old girl and serve people, serve the devotees, serve the workers, serve the villagers. And everything you will get like osmosis. Just see your Guru, what he does, what he says, how he behaves. So, Tulya ninda stutihi. So in praise and blame, same. And Mauni. Mauni is very difficult, Mauni means silence. One must not talk. We may not talk outwardly, but the mind will be constantly talking. And in the 16th chapter, Krishna is telling Arjuna that constant talk is going on in the mind of people, and it ends only when the body falls. So, Mauni means mind should stop. And when will mind stop? When there is no desire. In Yoga Vasishta there is a sloka which says that Samyag alokanat satyat vasana praviliyate vasana vilaye chetaha shamyat asneha deepavat. Samyag alokanat satyat. The truth, you should be able to dwell in the truth very well and make it your own. You become the truth. You become the truth means, like she is Richa. She never forgets that she is Richa. Does she ever? Nobody has to tell her. Say a girl she has delivered, initially she'll have to feel, oh, I'm a child now. And after a few days or after 1 month, nobody will have to say that you have become a mother or you should do these things for your child. It becomes one's own. So, samyak alokanat satyat, the satya, the truth, has to be dwelt upon in such a manner that you become that. You don't ever fall from that. Vasana praviliyate. And as you go towards that state, the desires fall. Only when the desires fall, you can get to the truth. Because the truth is already there. Inside us, the truth that I am the self, that I-ness and amness is a truth. All of us feel that. But that amness we misidentify with our changeful body, mind, intelligence and all that. So this amness. So when the desire falls, the mind becomes slowly calmer. Why are we not able to in other times feel that I am the self and remain established and steady in that feeling? Because desires come, many kinds of expectations, torments, afflictions, they reign in the mind. That is why. And when these fall off, the mind becomes calmer. Like what? Vasana praviliyate, vasana vilaye chetaha. When the desires fall off completely, the mind becomes like asneha deepavat. Asneha deepa means lamp. Lamp is lit. It will get lighted when there is fuel in it. Suppose the fuel is over, even if there is a wick, it doesn't burn. So, when the desires fall off, the mind becomes calm like, extinguished like the lamp which has no fuel. So, we have to introspect and see whether our desires are really necessary. Many desires are not necessary. Mostly what we dwell upon is that past. This thing happened, that thing happened, this could have happened, that could have happened, and future. This has to happen, that has to happen. Suppose this does not happen. Always we are dwelling on that. In Viveka Chudamani it says that atitan ananusandhanam bhavishyat avicharanam audasinyam api praptam jivan muktasya lakshanam. A jivan mukta, a liberated person who is in his body, what is his characteristics? He neither thinks of the past or the future. He just dwells in the present. And you see, whatever I am saying, please introspect. Introspect and see that most of the time we are in the past or future. Then, again comes santushto yena kenachit. See, in the first two it was there, santushtas satatam, right? Here also, santushto yena kenachit. That is, in whatever way you can become contented. Contented. You know, there is a very beautiful quality which is there in the Gunatita sect. Yadricha lava santushtaha. You should be happy with whatever you have got. We are not happy, we feel something more. Something more. And there is a story that thinking that something more, when a person who was walking, he actually went past a stone, very precious stone. He said, no, somebody told that if you go, you will find a precious stone. Now, when he is walking, he saw the precious stone and thought, no, this may not be. So, goes ahead and lost it. Did not get the chance of getting that precious stone. So, we are always feeling, not this, something else will make me happy. Something more will make me happy. And we are not happy with what we have. But mind you, I am taking this, so I am saying this. It doesn't mean that you should not work for better and better things. In 3rd chapter, what does Krishna say? That Mukta Sangas Samachara. He says that you should work very well. Samachara. You cannot be lazy. You cannot be idling. Whatever you are doing, you should try to do well and excellently. This Daksha bird is also because it's like that. You should be doing excellently, well, perfectly, to the pleasure of whoever has given you the work. And the best thing is to think that the work has been given by the Supreme. And then, Yadicha Labha, what did I say? Yadicha Labha Santushtaha, I was saying. So whatever you get, you should become happy with that. I was saying that it doesn't mean that you should be idle. You should constantly try to become better and do work, but without any clinging. Clinging either to the work or to a particular result that you get, because we can only work. The outcome will come. Whether the outcome will be according to my wish or my preference, that we cannot say. So you have to be sama, equal vision there also. So santushto yena kenachit. This is very important, Yena kenachit. As if Krishna is saying that somehow become santushta. Contented. Become santushta. Aniketaha. Aniketaha is, do not consider any special place as your own. No, have no possessiveness about where you stay, where you live, and where you are. No possessiveness. Aniketaha. And of stable mind, sthiramatihi. Have a stable mind. So all these people are dear to me. Then he says, Yetu dharmyamritamidam yathoktam paryupasate shraddadhana matparama bhaktaste tiva me priyaha. He's saying that those devotees who strive to follow this nectarine, amritamidam, these nectarine and righteous path as detailed by me. Krishna has given these instructions to Arjuna. He is telling him. And then at the end of this chapter he says, whoever listens to this and follows this, he is using the word nectarine instructions. Nectarine as well as righteous path as detailed by me with sufficient attention and holding me, the Supreme, as the most desirable in life. And he also must feel that Supreme is the Supreme and the most desirable. There we fail. Our most desirable is our family and our wishes. We don't give Supreme the Supreme position. And how we can give Supreme the Supreme position? That also Krishna has told repeatedly. Actually, every time you read, you'll find that how nicely he has told Arjuna, and that is why Arjuna could take it. He said that most desirable in life, who is extremely dear to me, Shraddadhana, that is, one must be attentive to this, not that every day you read Bhagavad Gita. Or as an austerity it is very good. Like our CIRD Delhi is doing as an austerity once in a month, all the 18 chapters. As an austerity is okay. And those austerities also have its impact. But unless you do introspection on each and every word and relate it to yourself, Shraddadhana, am I attentive? So many points Krishna has said now. Am I attentive? At least one will I be able to bring about. Or how many I want to bring about. In how many days? Actually, I used to write these qualities, in a notebook. And tick mark. Suppose one day I did not behave nicely or kindly to somebody, then that day So, I'm saying that if you are really sincere, that who was telling today, Raman, that intensity has to be increased. For everything, our intensity is quite much. See? Sleep. We want to sleep well. We want to eat well. We want to have enough wealth and luxury and a comfortable life. For that, we work a lot, make lot of effort, and it is okay also. Nobody is saying that you should not do. But why not for this? For this we feel that, oh, I have read and that is enough. Today my quota of devotional practice is over. Morning I have read the Bhagavad Gita once, or from tomorrow I will try to do twice, 2 chapters. So that makes me more austere. I will remain there. Remain there. No introspection. Can we not do this? Samah shatrauja mitrecha tatha manapamanayoho shitoshna sukhadukkeshu samah vivarjitaha. So, he says that yetu dharmyamritamidam yathoktam pariupasate shraddadhana mat parama bhaktaste tiva me priyaha. They are very, very dear to me, extremely, ativa priyaha. Till now he was saying dear. Now what he says? Ativa priya. Ativa means extremely dear to me, extremely dear. Now the question is that we are hearing and we feel that, oh, God is saying like this. Who is saying? And how do we keep that intensity, alive in our mind? Because we are not seeing God at all. And it just comes down like this. It is like sitting in a sofa with spring, When you sit, it goes down. And when you get up, it comes up again. It is like that. So, what Krishna is saying, see, the first 6 chapters, Krishna exposed Arjuna to the truth of the immortal soul. There, he assumed the role of a teacher, the Guru. As you know, Swamiji also has been explaining that having done so much of austerity and preparation, Arjuna, when he looked at the soldiers and all others, especially the grandfather and the teacher, that he has to fight them, all his relatives, friends, he just felt very, very confused, undecided, and felt sorrowful and sat down. His bow and arrow fell from his hand. His mouth became dry. And then he said, I take refuge at your feet, Krishna. You are my friend, but now I take refuge as a student or a disciple. Like a guru, please give me instruction. Yat shreyasyan nishchitam bruhi tanme. Whatever is shreyas, whatever is right for me, good for me, extremely good for me, auspicious for me, please tell me that. So Krishna takes the role of the teacher and he starts telling about immortal soul. And in between, he has taken the role of God also, godly dimension also. Like say in the 6th chapter he says, Yo mam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami sachame na pranashyati. He who sees me, the supreme reality, me, the supreme reality. Who is saying? Krishna. Where is Krishna? In the war, battlefield. How is he looking? He is looking like a human being. A king. He is also a king. So, he is in a human form, but he is saying that he who sees me, the supreme reality. So, how is the supreme reality? How Krishna is the supreme reality? He who sees me, the supreme reality everywhere and everything in the supreme reality, never loses the supreme, nor is he lost to the supreme. That is, he who sees me as the supreme reality, who is the supreme reality, and sees it everywhere and in everything, then he is in the Supreme. That is, he attains the Supreme. So the question is that, who is Krishna? Now, you know what? Who is a teacher? The teacher actually can teach, can impart knowledge only when he has realized. So, when up to 6th chapter, Krishna was sometimes talking as a teacher, sometimes as the Supreme Reality. But from the 7th chapter, he took to this godly dimension. He started talking as if he is God. And he has explained how he is so. So from 7th chapter onward, Krishna's focus is on devotion. He has been telling about soul. Now he wants to tell about devotion. Now unless he is a teacher, he was talking about as a teacher, unless you have devotion to the teacher, will you be listening to him? So the devotion thing has to come somewhere. You know, there is sometimes a lot of confusion. Those who are learning the Vedanta and Advaita, in our circle we have found, I don't like devotion much. And I cannot think of, I'm not given to so much of worship. So there are our devotees who have told me also. Now, in Bhagavatam, there is a sloka which says, Vadanti tat tattva vidaha tattvam yad jnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdyate. Right in the beginning of Bhagavatam, which is a devotional text, Sutta is saying that Vadanti tat tattva vidaha. Who are tattva vidaha? One who has known the truth, the tattva, the supreme knowledge. He is tattva vida, tattva vid, and in plural it becomes tattva vidaha. So those who have known the self and known what? Tattvam jnanam advayam. And they have known what knowledge? Supreme knowledge. What is the supreme knowledge? Advayam jnanam. That is the jnana which is non-dual. That the self is everywhere, it is the one self, and the self is universal. It's not that different people have different self. So that is the Advaya Jnana. It is one without a second. Imperishable, eternal, changeless, unaffected. It is taintless. So many characteristics. We know that that universal self, which is Brahman, has these characteristics. Now this sloka, in the scripture it is saying that don't be confused. It is saying where this jnana is Advaya Jnana, the non-dual jnana. And whatever you may call it Brahman, you may call it Paramatma, you may call it Bhagavan, God. Whatever you want to. But it is only one. So, this, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna was initially telling about the Advaya Jnana, the self, an universal self, etc. in 6th chapter, but that's sloka that I told. Now slowly he is bringing about devotion. Now unless that devotion is there, how will a student take full refuge at the Guru's feet? Now here it is a Guru and Shishya who was talking together. In a very short time, Krishna has to impart this knowledge, spiritual knowledge to Arjuna, so that Arjuna stands up. He becomes fearless, unaffected by whatever happens, accepting whatever is the result of this war. So he has to impart it. So he has now, unless he takes to this devotional thing, Arjuna will not be able to take it fully. And in Viveka Chudamani, what Shankaracharya has said is, Swaswarupānusandhānam bhakti-rityabhidhīyate. Yesterday I spoke to you what is bhakti from Bhagavatam, that it is a very special attitude of the mind, a sentiment of the mind where you love something supreme and your mind just flows towards it like the river flows to the ocean. But this love is unmotivated, unrestricted, and it is one-pointed. So, here in Vedanta, it says Swaswarupānusandhānam bhakti-rityabhidhīyate. So in Vedanta, there are many will be able to, and we are all actually reading Vedantic scripture only, mostly. And even Bhagavad Gita is the essence of the Upanishads. So, what is this bhakti? Bhakti, is it only for something in the sky or God? Bhakti is that steadfastness, swaswarupānusandhānam bhakti-rityabhidhīyate. The steadfastness with which you search for your own self, which you are, is bhakti. We say one is devoted to the wife, devoted to the husband means what? Devoted to the children means what? That your whole focus is on them, on the family. Householders are devoted to the family. The word devoted is used. What for? Because your whole attention, what you may be doing many things, but your attention is there. For that is the supreme. So for Vedanta, say in Vivekachudamani, seeking after one's real nature is devotion. Swaswarupānu sandhanam bhakti-rityabhidhīyate. And this is the verse number 31. And so that one-pointedness with greater and greater yearning and intensity when one searches or seeks the self which one is, one's real identity is that, then that is called bhakti. And in the devotional field, it is a supreme power. That is how it has been done. So, and in Vedanta we say that it's all in the consciousness. Anuttam Swamiji is explaining. Is the same. Where in the devotional text it will be said that supreme, from there it expresses itself. The supreme is one, but it expresses itself in many. So what is there? It is like a bead. But in the bead there will be a thread and there will be pearls. Here the thread and the pearls all are the same material. There is no difference. Like Swamiji was saying today, that there will be gold ornaments. One may be wearing something earring, ring, and bracelets, necklace, whatever. But whole thing is what? Gold. Suppose there are some gold vessels and some copper vessels. As soon as you look at them, you will think this is copper, this is gold. Then you will find what are the different shapes. Similarly, this is what in devotion, now Krishna is coming to that. Trying to tell Arjuna that I told about the immortal self. And how you can get. In the 6th chapter, he is telling about meditation. How to do meditation and all that. Now in 7th chapter, he just turns towards devotion. And any student must have faith in the Shastra Vakya and Guru Vakya. That is, the student must have faith in the Guru and in the scriptures. And the Guru will always tell what is in the scriptures. So this faith is necessary, this devotion to Guru is necessary. Otherwise, you will take partly what the Guru has said and partly you will do whatever is convenient for you. I think most of you are doing that only. So, like that, so he comes to 7th chapter where his focus is on devotion. And he now wants Arjuna to understand how to cultivate this devotion. And there are so many shlokas which Krishna has told one after another in these few chapters. I'll take them tomorrow. How we can understand that how this supreme, whatever you are calling a supreme, you can call your individual, you can call it self, you can call it God, whatever. How this is everywhere there, and how it is the cause, and how it is even the place where everything dissolves. How we have no control over anything, but God has given us the mind and intelligence along with the body. Even though we do not have control, He has given us that discrimination to be better and better and better and search for Him, search for the self. He has made us different from all other creatures, giving mind and intelligence so that we can seek Him in our own body. And the body is what? Changeful. Anytime it may drop. So he says that Ma manusmara sarveshu kaleshu. Don't waste your time. Constantly you keep connected to me. Connected to me. That is, that we are emerging from that source. We are being sustained by that source. And the dissolution will also be there. We may be thinking that I am working, so I am having money, so I am going to the malls and shops and bringing vegetables and other things and cooking and eating very good food. So I am sustaining myself. Who is making these fruits and vegetables and lentils and pulses, etc.? Even if we plant something, can we say that it will grow or not grow? So, he tells at many different places, Mai arpita mano buddhi, use your intelligence and see that you belong to me. You belong to me. Nothing belongs to you. You yourself belong to me. What do? We count our belongings. To whom do I belong? Everything is belonging to me. Suppose I am cutting a fruit, an apple. It's a very nice apple somebody has given. Who has grown that apple? You have got it from the market, no doubt. Who has grown it? To its perfection and in the proper season. Now, of course, because of these cold storages, you get everything every time. So, you take a knife and cut it. The knife is made up of either stainless steel or iron or whatever. And what is the root element? It is from the 5 elements. Have we made the 5 elements? No. The hand that is cutting, because the body is given by me, many people may not have hands. So I have got a hand and properly, and I have got the ability to cut. The day I will not have ability to cut, when I grow old or something happens, my hand shakes, I will not be able to cut. Somebody else will have to cut the fruit for me. So these are thoughts, these are things to be introspected upon. And then we will see that what a yajna is going on. Yajna means such a thing is going on in this world, which we are a part. When we think like that, all our ego goes. We are just a part, a small part, and we are also fulfilling our role. But we should be able to fulfill like the trees and plants and the planets and the sun and the moon. Suppose the sun says, I'm very tired today, I will not get up. We do it, right? We are very tired today, I will not get up early. But sun says, I will not get up. What will happen to us? It never says. Okay. We'll chant the shlokas. Adveshta sarvabhutanam maitra. Acha, you want to chant? Huh. Adveshta sarvabhutanam
Adveshta sarvabhutanam
Maitrah karuna evacha
Maitrah karuna evacha
Nirmamo nirahankaraha
Nirmamo nirahankaraha
Samadukha sukhakshami
Samadukha sukhakshami
Santushtas satatam yogi
Santushtas satatam yogi
Yatatma dridha nischayaha
Yatatma dridha nischayaha
Mayarpita mano buddhihi
Mayarpita mano buddhihi
Yo madbhaktas same priyaha
Yo madbhaktas same priyaha
Yasmanno dvijate loko
Yasmanno dvijate loko
Lokanno dvijate chayaha
Lokanno dvijate chayaha
Harsha Harshamarshbhayodvegaihi
Harshamarshbhayodvegaihi
Mukto yassa me priyaha
Mukto yassa cha me priyaha
Anapekshashuchirdakshaha
Anapekshashuchirdakshaha
Udasino gatavyathah
Udasino gatavyathah
Sarvarambha parityagi
Sarvarambha parityagi
Yo madbhaktas same priyaha
Yo madbhaktas same priyaha
Yo na hrishyati na dveshti
Yo na hrishyati na dveshti
Na shochati na kankshati
Na shochati na kankshati
Shubha shubha parityagi
Shubha shubha parityagi
Bhaktimanya same priyaha
Bhaktimanya same priyaha
Samah shatrau cha mitre cha
Samashatrau cha mitre cha
Tatha manapamanayoh
Tatha manapamanayoh
Shitoshna sukha dukkheshu
Shitoshna sukha dukkheshu
Samah sanga vivarjitaha
Samasanga vivarjitaha
Tulya nindastutirmauni
Tulya nindastutir mauni
Santushto yena kenachit
Santushto yena kenachit
Aniketa sthiramatihi
Aniketa sthiramatihi
Bhaktiman me priyo naraha
Bhaktiman me priyo naraha
Ye tu dharmyamritamidam
Ye tu dharmyamritamidam
Yathoktam paryupasate
Yathoktam paryupasate
Shraddhadhana matparama
Shraddhadhana matparama
Bhaktastetiva me priyaha
Bhaktastetiva me priyaha.
Okay. Sampurnam jagadeva nandanavanam sarvepi kalpadrumaha Gangam vari samasta vari nivaha पुण्या समस्ताः क्रियाः वाचः प्राकृतसंस्कृता श्रुतिशिरो वाराणसी मेदिनी सर्वावस्थितिरस्य वस्तु विषया दृष्टे परब्रह्मणि सर्वावस्थितिरस्य वस्तु विषया दृष्टे परब्रह्मणि। जय गुरु, जय गुरु।